Honkai Star Rail has been out for a bit now, and I got some playtime to make a brand new video, giving a more in-depth perspective of the game. To rehearse what I already said in my previous video, Honkai Star Rail is a new turn-based RPG by Hoyoverse that you can get right now for free. Though this isn't an ad, look at my channel. I need a few more hundreds of thousands of subscribers to get a shot of sponsorship. That being said, you can also subscribe to this channel for free. And if you like to see more videos on Star Rail in this channel, leaving a like in the comment is the best way to let me know. I'll be comparing a lot of stuff to Genshin, and my first one is that you have a daily amount of resin, or in this game it's called Trailblazing Power, which you can spend in all sorts of stuff to level up your character or get relics. Speaking of characters, most characters are at least usable, but most characters are competitive. Of course, 5 stars will be better than 4 stars most of the time. CD is crazy good in my opinion. Even the characters that you get for free, like March 7th, is an excellent shielder. The Trailblazer is a pretty decent physical damage dealer. Serval comes in clutch with her AoE, especially against machines, since she is lightning, etc. A point I think this game has an advantage over Genshin is the graphics. While characters in that game appear like they are in low anti-aliasing, especially the NPCs, even though the game is on max, Honkai Star Rail does not suffer the same fate, as all characters appear sharp when you run the game, on high settings at least. The music in this game slaps though. Instead of trying to sound like an expert in music, which I'm definitely not, let's just take a listen to this for a few seconds and you can judge if it is to your taste.
Made a choice, go fight against your fate. They will come with the flame. They will wake up the test.
Every day you get tasks like doing your daily mission, spending resin in a domain, or killing certain enemies. And these tasks can give you 60 jades a day, which might not seem like much, but is a surefire way to get jades every day, so it should be your #1 priority to do daily. The auto battler function is there, however I choose not to use it for 2 reasons. 1. It's more fun to play the game myself, duh. 2. If you use auto battler you won't be good enough at the game and some battles cannot be auto battled. It's important to start the combat applying weakness to the enemy, and if you think the battle is gonna be tough, you better use some techniques to help you out. For starters, contrary to open world free combat games like Genshin, when it comes to turn-based RPGs, I don't have that vast of an experience. The only 2 games that are vaguely similar that I played recently are Divinity Original Sin 2 and Wasteland 3, and if you ever seen those games, they are not the same as Star Rail. This is truly what differentiates Star Rail and Genshin, while the game of Archons focus on the freedom of movement and the free-flowing combat where you rely on your dodging skill and or character abilities. The game of Eons have you planning your attacks, the hits you can take, your healing or shielding methods, and overall strategy. For the monsters and enemies that we can encounter, they may seem boring and repetitive at first, but that's just because at low level areas only the easy monsters will appear. As you progress you get different enemies like the underworld miners, robots, Silvermane guards, monsters of the Fragmentum, elite enemies, etc. Usually their weaknesses will be pretty obvious if you think about it, like robots being weak to lightning and human beings weak to physical. So be sure to look at their weaknesses before starting combat, and if it is a hard battle, adjust your team to it. Now let's explain a little bit more about relics. For characters' statistics, Star Rail makes more use of the stats, since all of them are of more use. Even if your character does not scale with HP or defense, it is still useful to tank an extra hit or 2. Not only that, but besides the stats that are simple to understand like HP, defense, crit rate and damage, energy recharge, elemental damage boost, and outgoing healing boost, there are some different ones like speed that determine how soon your character will take their turn. Effect hit rate affects the chances to apply effects like shocked or imprison to the enemy. This is especially good for characters from the path of nihility. Do keep in mind, if you have 100% hit rate, this does not guarantee the effect will be applied, because there is still the factor of enemy resistances. In the same line of thought, the effect resistance stat makes you resist effects that the enemy tries to apply to you. To finish off, there are 6 relic slots main stats which I'll explain now. For the headpiece, you will always get flat HP. For the hands, you will get flat attack. For the body, you can get HP percent, attack percent, defense percent, crit rate, crit damage, outgoing healing boost, effect crit rate percent. For the feet, you can get HP percent, attack percent, defense percent, break effect percent, and speed. For the planar sphere, you get HP percent, attack percent, defense percent, and elemental damage boost. Note here that elemental damage boost is not for all elements. Usually you get something like a fire damage boost or a wind damage boost. And the link rope, which can give you either HP percent, attack percent, defense percent, break effect percent, or energy regen rate percent. The substats you can acquire cannot be the same as the main stat. And just to be sure we are on the same page here, main stats are the ones that gain strength every 1 level with the relic, and the substats that are divided into 4 are leveled up at random every 3 levels. And if you don't have 4 substats, you'll get a new substat instead of leveling up an existing one. I'll leave here a short list of all the available substats that you can get on your screen right now. Note that some of them, like elemental damage bonus and outgoing healing boost, cannot be acquired to substats, only main stats. In my previous video I said relics had only 2 rarities, but the situation has changed since the launch. Now we have 2-star artifacts. They come with 0 substats and can be upgraded to +6. 3-star artifacts come with 1 or 2 substats and can be upgraded to +9. 4-star artifacts come with 2 or 3 substats and can be upgraded to +12. 5-star artifacts come with 3 or 4 substats and can be upgraded to +15, which is the maximum. Let's now get to focus on relics for today's video. I think that's everything you need to know for now. Of course, another one of the main differences between Star Rail and Genshin is the semi-open world. In Star Rail, you'll be going around streets, corridors, plaza centers. So really, since this is such an industrialized setting, there is no such need to be an open world. However, this will throw off some people, including me. Truth be told, I don't know how you get most cooking materials if you can at all. Aside from monsters, vending machines, and of course who could forget? The trash. But overall I think the world is pretty well designed, and not once I've been confused as to how to navigate it. And a nice little bonus is that you don't need to worry about stamina. The Star Rail story is pretty much a roller coaster, and I don't mean an emotional one. The game starts with Makima and Project Melody, I mean Kafka and Silver Wolf, while we go through a tutorial, until they create the main character, which then will get into the Astral Express and then go to a freezing ball of a planet to find a Stellaron. That is enough spoiling for now. This is just about the first hour or so of the game, but it starts getting slow at this point, but it gets good again, and then slow again. But overall the lows are not the lows, the highs are quite good, but not a tear-jerking story. It reminds me of the Mondstadt and Liyue quality of stories of Genshin. That is all that I'll tell you about the story, because I don't want to spoil for the people who haven't gotten very far. That being said, one part I think Star Rail exceeds over Genshin, it's its humor. It helps that March 7th is a better and funnier companion than Paimon, and the main character actually have some personality, and even though they don't talk much, there are funny dialogue options quite often. Also, I have a complaint about the camera angles in this game. The camera work for stories should zoom in more in the characters, but instead they leave the camera in free movement for most of the time, zoomed out for the speaking character. And while walking around and pausing for a story, they don't always show all characters present. Instead, they only use their voices, as if they were there together with the Trailblazer. That is all for this video. Check out one of these two videos appearing on your screen, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. See ya until the next video.